What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about the details. Now, before I start this video, I am giving you a fair warning. A lot of you might be triggered by this video right here, and this might get a lot of people mad, ruffle some feathers maybe. But for myself, when I look at everybody's Instagram and see what they're doing, if I'm looking at people's TikTok and I'm seeing what they're doing, people are very, very concerned with showing the details of their business, right? The custom packaging, the custom tape, the screen printed boxes and custom poly mailers, and the way they wrap up a job. Maybe they use custom tissue paper and then they take some of that string or twine and they wrap it up, make it nice, slap some stickers on there. They got business cards, they got postcards, they got discount codes, little trinkets all thrown into the packaging also. And they got custom hang tags, they got custom neck labels, they got size stickers on the t-shirts. They wrap it all up and it looks cool. They pay attention to the details. The whole point of that video was to show it's all in the details, because you want the best customer experience for your customers. 1000%, 1,000,000%. I agree with that. Customer experience is everything. But this is where people gonna get mad. Those details mean nothing if nobody is buying your t-shirts. Just imagine all of the energy that went into figuring out those fine details. If you applied that same amount of energy into your t-shirt designs and figuring out who you're going to sell your t-shirts to, you'd be well off. Instead of focusing on the smaller stuff, you need to focus on the most important part, and that's actually selling the t-shirt. Now, there's millions of videos on YouTube already talking about this is how you do custom packaging. These are where you can find custom poly mailers for your brand. Get your branding onto the boxes. Get your branding on these business cards. Make sure you go get hang tags and buy the little gun from Amazon or Uline or whatever it is. All of this, very, very crucial stuff, but all of it means nothing if nobody's buying your t-shirts, because there's not a lot of videos on YouTube talking about selling the t-shirts, how to sell the t-shirts. As the business owner, as the brand owner, we all fall into that, right? We kind of focus in on certain things, and especially if you're just getting started, what you're gonna do is like, oh man, I want my packaging to be in this cool poly mailer. I want the poly mailer to stand out, so maybe I'm gonna use a hot pink poly mailer that has cheetah print on it. And you're like, yeah, nobody's using this. This is cool. This is gonna set my brand apart. And then you're like, all right, now I need to get matching tissue paper to wrap my t-shirt in with a cute little sticker that says the brand name. And then I want to add in some extra stickers and some extra business cards. And I want to make sure I'm using the cutest font I could find. And I've even seen some people spray perfume or some kind of smell good on the shirt and ship it out, all for the customer experience. And you get all of these fine detailed things, and then when it's time to open up your online store, nobody's coming to buy to see your fancy cheetah print poly mailer or smell that perfume that you sprayed on the shirt, because nobody's buying. And you focused all your time on the finer details and didn't focus any time on actually selling the t-shirt. This is where being the brand owner and the business owner comes into play, and you have to do your research and your homework on who you're going to be selling your t-shirts to. Focus on the design on the t-shirt. Forget about the packaging and forget about the fancy stuff. Focus on the design. Create a design with the end user in mind, meaning you're designing this design right here for a specific end user. And then you figure out how you're going to sell this design to that end user. Your marketing strategy, your advertising, your promotion, all of this stuff is things you need to be working on before you start selling t-shirts. Because having the fancy packaging means absolutely nothing if nobody knows about your t-shirt. If you're not selling any t-shirts, you're never going to use that fancy packaging. So focus more of your time on actually learning how to sell the t-shirt, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want profit. We want to sell this t-shirt to a complete stranger. We want a complete stranger to see that design on that t-shirt and say, you know what, I'm gonna spend my money on that. And then the surprise at the end is the fancy packaging. Oh my god, look at this package, it smells so good, it looks so cool, it stands out from the rest. Easy call. But remember, do not get lost in working on the finer details when you can't even work on the big picture, right? If you don't know who you're selling to, if you don't have a plan put in place on how you're gonna market these t-shirts and get these t-shirts into the faces of your customers, do not worry about the packaging, because somebody needs to buy that t-shirt in order for you to put it in that packaging. So focus on just selling it first. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people mad. in the comments like, man, I already know how to sell my t-shirts, that's why I'm working on this fancy packaging, or I want my packaging to stand out. And that's cool, but you have to remember there's a lot of people that watch myself and other content creators out there that are just beginning, just getting started. They're looking at videos and getting a lot of research done as we speak. And if everybody's talking about fancy packaging, that's where the newcomer comes in and is just focusing on that. Oh man, because this content creator and this YouTuber and this person on TikTok said they need to do this and this is what helps their sales. But nobody's talking about how to actually sell the shirt to put it in that fancy packaging. You know what I mean? So please understand this. If you're in this same boat right now and you have thousands of custom poly mailers or thousands of boxes and you haven't been able to sell much, it's because you put a lot of energy into getting that custom packaging and you didn't put enough energy into figuring out who you're going to sell your t-shirts to. That's the important part. Learn how to sell the t-shirts. If your first 100 sales has to go into a plain white poly mailer, so be it. But at least you're actually figuring out who you're selling to and how to sell your t-shirts. So now you can cater your custom packaging to the actual end user at that point. Because now you have sales coming in, you have a good workflow on how to fulfill your orders. All of this is very good practice. This is how you actually dial in your own workflow and your own process. Take care of the stuff that matters most. The details are fine. Details are super cool, but if you've seen how I package up my stuff, I use plain colored poly mailers. I use plain boxes, I throw in stickers, and that's about it. When I ran leftovers, I used to do custom packaging. I had clamshell boxes, and it helps, you know, but also what really helps is knowing who I'm going to sell the t-shirts to, how I'm going to market those t-shirts to those people. That's why I always talk about my own personal marketing strategy of just creating engagement. I say it in almost every video because that's the important part of the whole business, is how you're going to sell the t-shirts. That's how I sell. Other people have other strategies on how they sell them, whether they want to share that information with you or not. I'm very open on sharing the information on how I sell shirts. It's free for one. I mean, I don't charge people for it, and then at the same time, I'm not paying to do any marketing. But it does take some time. I understand who my target audience is. I find my target audience using locations and hashtags. I create engagement, meaning I start conversations with them to bring brand awareness. I have a bunch of videos on my channel if you ever just looked up Big Brando Marketing in the YouTube search bar, or you could even check out the playlist of Back to Basics. Go to my channel, look at the playlist. Back to Basics has a whole marketing video in that series on how I market all of my t-shirts and how I make sales. That's what you want to focus on, whether you're using my strategy or somebody else's, but figure out who you're going to sell the shirts to, how you're going to sell the shirts, and work on getting customers in before you figure out packaging and all that other stuff, right? The little details count. They matter, but they do not matter if nobody's buying it, because then nobody will see it. But that's my own 2 cents. This is just my opinion on it. Hopefully this video helps somebody out there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to piss off a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of people mad out there also because of this video. So be it. I don't mind being the bad guy to help out the newcomers, because if you're just getting started, it's very, very overwhelming once you start selling t-shirts. There's a lot of information that you're soaking in right now, figuring out how you're going to press these shirts, how you're going to make the shirts, what blank t-shirts to use, what print method you want to go with. And then you got to lay on all the marketing stuff, how you're going to sell the shirt. So it's very overwhelming, and I get it. So cut out the fluff. Like I said, if you just wanted to use plain color poly mailers just to start, just get it started that way. If you wanted to use plain boxes with no branding on them, so be it. Just get it out there. And as a fair warning, when I buy stuff from Supreme, it just comes in plain poly mailers or plain boxes. There's no Supreme branding on it whatsoever. They use plain poly mailers, so why can't I use plain poly mailers? See what I mean? If you got any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.